You may or may not know this, but I've been lucky enough to call myself a full-time content creator in the slow fashion space since about 2020. Before that, I was working as a freelance wardrobe stylist and did some personal styling as well. But if there is one thing that I love talking about more than slow fashion and creativity instead of consumption, it's building a business around it. When I started my YouTube channel, when I started talking about slow fashion on my platforms, I never thought I could have a paying career around something so idealistic such as convincing people to shop less and love what they have more, and to choose creativity instead of fashion over consumption. But here we are! And I'm so glad that I pursued it because it's proof that a business can be both values-based and profitable. And don't worry, this channel will always be about slow fashion, always, but I mean, I do have a business degree, so I kind of like to nerd out a little, and today I'm excited to share some of the steps and tools I use to build a sustainable business. And when I say sustainable, I don't mean from the environmental perspective, I literally just mean from the fact that a business that is hopefully able to sustain itself. And I'm excited to do this in partnership with Shopify. I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about Shopify later in the episode. This is definitely like a story time video, so please grab your tea or your coffee or whatever it is you're drinking this fine morning and let's dig in. The first thing is let whatever your idea is come naturally to you. Try and solve a problem that directly affects you. I personally don't think there's any value added when we are looking for problems to solve, or if we start with the idea of, well, how do I make money? Because ultimately, you won't make any money if you're not providing something that actually has a true value or that solves a problem for people. I think starting with the question, how do I make money, or how do I make more money, is kind of the fastest way to burn out and start a business that might not be in alignment with your values. The next step, once you've figured out your problem and how you want to solve it in a unique way, is to know why you're doing this. Understand your why, write it down, and make sure it's very clear. I also think it's really important that your why is very simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can literally be just trying to convince one person to shop their closet instead of going to the store. That's it. That was my why when I started, and that is still my why to this very day. In line with your why, I think it is important to have a business goal or a mission. As trite as it sounds, I think a mission statement can really keep you in line with your goal, with your why. It's like your North Star, and probably should be as simple as possible. My goal was to convince as many people as possible to not shop or to slow down their shopping by loving and using what they already have and by making it fun. This was the key, was that it would be a fun and accessible and engaging way to not shop. That was my goal from day one, and that is still my goal. Like I said, if I convince one person through a post or a video to shop their closet first and learn elements of style so that they feel more confident in their creative choices, then I've done my job, you know? For the longest time, I had a very simple WordPress site, which served my needs. I didn't use a proper camera, a proper mic, or even a tripod, or editing software to film or produce my videos. Like, I was using iMovie to edit until maybe like 2 years ago. I still don't use artificial lighting unless I absolutely have to, and not gonna lie, my camera is currently balanced on some books. But when my content started generating revenue, eventually I started taking baby steps to help my business grow. It started with a proper camera, a proper microphone, then a couple tripods, just two, a small that I travel with and then a big one. And then after about 4 years, I hired an editor and I started working with an agent. But most recently, this is really exciting, I hired a website designer to build a Shopify store that integrates and houses all aspects of my content and of my business. This is a game changer. So now I have a more streamlined way to sell tickets for my live virtual Shop Your Closet events, for virtual styling, an easy integration with my monthly newsletter, and for my newest project, my online membership community. Because there are so many different facets to my business in addition to the content that I create, Shopify really was the best choice to handle and integrate all of the different platforms and systems that I use so that I can continue to serve you, the best community on the internet. I'm telling you, that's you. Also, Shopify is incredibly customizable. My designer and I were really able to execute our vision and an aesthetic that I felt really resonated. However, it's so easy to use, you definitely don't need a designer to get started. It is so customizable that you can be sure your vision will actually come to life. Shopify is a commerce platform that allows you to start, grow, and manage a business, any kind of business, at your own pace. Shopify has these easy to use selling options like their starter plan, which you can change as you grow and develop. They've also got this really cool thing called Shopify Learn so that business owners can get the most out of their store so that they can continue serving their community. I can honestly say that my expectations were exceeded with Shopify, with how easy it is to get around, with how easy and seamlessly all of the different platforms that we use integrate with each other and with the Shopify site. This may be a shock to some, but I am not technologically inclined at all. So the fact that the back end of my site is so user-friendly, I do not say that lightly, and the fact that I don't have to have like a whole team or even one person to sort of like help me manage it in the background, the fact that I can do it on my own is just like, what a bonus and a big relief. Shopify is a great platform truly for any business model. If you have a business idea, if you're looking to start a business but not sure where to start, or if you're already an entrepreneur who is growing, who is managing a business, and you're looking for a beautiful and streamlined way to serve your community, I would definitely recommend Shopify. I've got a free trial to Shopify for you, which you can access via the site here, shopify.com/Alyssa Beltempo, or you can scan the handy QR code on the screen. How cool is that? Oh my God. Thank you for partnering with me, Shopify. I know a lot of you do run and own your own businesses, so I've had a blast building my site with them, in love with my site, and it was really cool to actually get to work with you on today's video. The right people are just as important as the systems that you choose to surround yourself with for your business. I'm sure you all know this, but I don't just mean people that you work with. I also mean people in your social network, your close friends. I mean surrounding yourself with friends and people who will champion you, who will force you to look at yourself when you're facing a tough decision, and who may not always agree with you, and who won't be afraid to disagree with you and help you look at something perhaps from a different perspective. When it comes to the people that I do work with, I personally love and make it a point to not be the smartest person in the room. I make sure that we share similar values, that we have a similar goal in mind, that we are all working towards slow fashion and a more conscious fashion future. But aside from that, I want them to be a much better expert in their field than I am, and I fully trust their expertise. I really think it's a beautiful thing when you can just trust the people on your team to do their best work. And I do trust them because their work is better than mine. They are the experts, and I like it that way. Ultimately, I still have the final say and I make the final call, but I have to say, I work with some incredible women and superstars in their field, in my opinion. I hope you know who you are. I mean, you do, obviously, if you're watching this. Thank you. And I'm so grateful to them for making me and the content and the resources that I put out better. This one, I totally understand. Depending on your financial situation, you might have to juggle a little bit more precariously. I was lucky in that I started this business. It wasn't a business when I started, but I started creating content around slow fashion without any need or goal to make money because I still had my freelance wardrobe styling clients on the side. So I was able to take the value over profit proposition very seriously because I was supporting myself financially from other work. However, at this point now, I'm able to ask myself when I'm in a position to either grow or if I'm in a position where I can add an offering or something to my business, I never start with the question, okay, how do we make more money? Because I really don't think that serves you, and it doesn't serve the slow fashion space if I come at value propositions that way. I think the question is always, how do I bring more value to you, to my direct community, and to the slow fashion community as a whole? This might not seem like the most profitable way to build or grow a business, but it does, in my opinion, yield more thoughtful offerings that have more longevity and a more lasting impact to them. And that, I think, is more profitable in the long run anyway, and a more sustainable choice. This next one is a tip that my co-producer for my live Shop Your Closet events told me, and I think it's genius. She said, don't start or add a new offering or project until your current operations feel like a habit and are running smoothly and like a well-oiled machine. I wish she had told me this years ago. Because let me tell you, when you don't allow your current offerings or your current projects the space to breathe and grow into themselves and to kind of tweak and adjust until it just becomes seamless, then trust me, I know, you will burn out, you will be stressed, you will be frustrated. All the things. Because I was all those things. Your attention will be so divided, and the things that you do put out will be subpar. I'm still learning, actually, big time, to sort of focus on one thing, make it good, make it a habit, work out the kinks, and then move on to the next. Finally, sustainable growth takes time. And I think this is in all things. I think even when we're looking to turn our closets into a more slow fashion closet, that takes time too. And I'm not just slow in growing my business or my closet, I'm slow in all things. We've been running our live Shop Your Closet events since 2020, and it's only now, literally 2024, maybe our last one at the end of 2023, that I feel that is like a well-run machine. Like, we have been working out kinks and getting into a groove for the past 3 years. Maybe you're different, maybe your business runs differently, but I think there's something to be said for doing things slow and sustainable. And I hope that helps. I hope if you are looking at growing a business, if you are an entrepreneur, maybe these will just serve as reminders to you if you are feeling a lot of external pressure to do better and be better and faster and grow all the time. I hope this helps. So that is what I have for you today. I know it was a bit of a different video, but like I said, I have a business degree, so I kind of like nerding out on these things every once in a while, and I'm very grateful that I had a partner like Shopify to get into sort of the weeds of running a business in this day and age online. So a huge thank you again to Shopify. Don't forget, I've got that free trial for you so you can access Shopify at the link below, shopify.com/AlyssaBeltempo, or using the QR code. I will also leave details in the description box. Thank you for being here. As always, thank you for listening and watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you in the next slow fashion video, which it will be slow fashion. Okay, ciao.